All right, number 7, f of x is a log base b. Let g of x equal this quadratic. Given that f of g equals g of f equals 0, has exactly one solution, and that b is greater than 1, compute the b. I gotta go to the whiteboard. Let's do that. All right? And again, I still have the problem. I'm looking at the problem, by the way. I'm just at the whiteboard now. So I'm reading the problem actually from another computer. So this is number 7. And what do I see over here? I see that it's f of x equals log base b of x. And by the way, they told me b is greater than 1. I'm sorry, greater than 0. Sorry about that. They go on to say g of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 4. All right, I got that part covered. Then they go on to say f of g of x is identical to g of f of x, and that it equals 0. Well, let's write this down. So I'm going to write, f of g of x. What's g of x? X squared minus 4x plus 4. I'm going to write this over here. G of, what's f of x? It's log base b of x. It's kind of complicated, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just maybe write one of these down, or maybe both of them, see which one's easier for me. And what does f do to this argument? Let's write this down. Log base b, x squared minus 4x plus 4. And what does g do to its argument? Well, it squares it. And then it takes minus 4 times it. And then it adds 4 to it. All right? Well, it's kind of complicated, doesn't it? So my question over here, they said it's equal to 0. So I have to write this down now. And then the question is, which one do you take there? I don't know. Take a look at that. And take a look at that and see if I can do that. And I'm going to say x squared minus 4x plus 4. You may wonder, I'm looking at this over here, is equal b to the 0. Well, what's b to the 0? Well, if b is greater than 0, b to the 0 is going to be equal to 1. So I think I'm close to getting an answer. I may not know what b is, by the way, but I'm going to say this is plus 3 now, equals 0. Let me see if I can factor that. X and x equals 0. And that would be 3 and 1. Minus minus. X equals 1. Or x equals 3. All right? So, I think I'm getting kind of close, but I'm not sure if I have that yet. Not sure if I have that yet. But I want to look at this over here. And I want to see if I can write something else down. And this looks quadratic, and it looks like I could factor that. And I'll write this over here for you. Log base b of x. I'm going to say minus 2 squared would be equal to 0. And this might help me. I don't know. Maybe not. And I still don't know what b is, by the way. But I guess I could take the square root of both sides, by the way. And or just use the zero product rule. I could say log base b of x is equal to 2, right? And I kind of know something about this now. I'll tell you what I do know. I know x equals b squared. Just looking at it, I know x is equal to b squared now. And I got to be careful about this. And my question is, what could be b? And I'm going to write this over here. If x is 1, b squared. So b could be, well, it can't be plus or minus 1, but b could be 1, right? I'm not saying it is, but it could be 1. And what else could it be? Well, x could be 3. And what does that mean? Well, b is plus or minus root 3, but I know b can't be negative, so b could be root 3. All right? So I got to think about this because I'm getting two answers over here. B is 1 or b is root 3. I get two answers, by the way. And looking at it, I want to be careful about this. I don't think b can be 1. Let me tell you why I don't think that. I gotta be careful though before I say that's true. Okay, the reason it can't be b can't be 1, I'm gonna write this over here. I'm kind of looking at it, and there's always time to, at the end you get two answers and you wonder, did I make a mistake somewhere? But I want to look at this over here. And if b were 1, let me write this over here for you. So it's log base 1 of x equals, I don't know, I'll put a question mark over here. And this means x equals 1 to that question mark. Well, that means x would have to be equal to 1, right? Because 1 to the question mark. And that just doesn't make any sense over here, because this thing has to square out to 0. And if it's equal to 1, that's not going to give you 0. So this is the only answer. Right, that was kind of tricky, though. Thank you.